Hello everybody, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. As you guys saw the title, we'll be playing with so many things here. The new Patricka Ta Major Skin Hydra-Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation. Like, could the name get any longer? I mean, for the price, I'll take the name. Also, just so you guys know, I don't know if I somehow put in the title, it's gonna get wordy, so I don't want to do that necessarily, but I will be showing you guys a little clip from my first impression, my first time wearing it, the second time wearing it, and then today will be the third time I get to wear this foundation. I really like that because I felt like you guys could get more of my opinion and kind of get a more rounded review and not necessarily just a first impression. So you do get my first impression still, but also my kind of couple day wear test. I think always foundations and just products in general, what really is the test is how often I use it on my channel and how often I use it on my day-to-day. Like, am I reaching for it above all the other foundations? That's always a test, so that always takes time, but you guys know I'll always keep you guys updated. Anyway, first, if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Without further ado, let's just get started. I'm really quick gonna pop on this City Lips Plumping Lip Gloss in the shade Clear. If you missed the memo, City Lips kindly gave us, friends and family, and all the besties, we get a coupon code. So I'll put it on the screen here. I'll also have it down below. And it should be 15% off, so definitely let me know like how it's working out, because I honestly I haven't used, obviously have not well versed in this, but if it works for you, definitely let me know, and then if not, I will reach out to them because that's what they said. So anyway, I've talked about this in my favorites video. I've been loving it, honestly. It really does like plump your lips. They will turn like a little bit red, so it's not going to be a clear gloss you're going to want to wear out on the whole day. I like to wear it before I do my makeup, and then my lips are juicy by the time I get to lips. So just wanted to mention that really quick in case you missed it. You can also use my link down below, and then I do get something back if you use my link down below, but up to you. Anyway, moving on. So Patricka Ta Foundation, again, this is a Major Skin, which is like his thing, Hydra-Luxe Luminous Skin Perfecting Foundation for natural glow. And again, wearing it for the past 2 days, I can definitely agree that it is, you know, a luminous natural glow. You guys know that that's like speaking my language. I love that for us. This foundation is $58, $60. Oh my gosh. Like, oh my gosh. I do think like Patricka Ta in general is pretty expensive, if you will, but I thought everything for the most part was pretty, I don't want to say reasonable, but reasonable. This $60 foundation though, honey, I said, oh, okay, it's more than the other foundation, the powder foundation, sorry, the cream foundation, like in the thing, it's more than that, and you get a setting powder with that one. So probably like if you broke it down price per whatever, it's probably more in the liquid, but like, honey, I said, oh my gosh. Anyway, I did buy it. I honestly was like, oh, let me just try to use a bunch of my Patricka Ta products, and I ended up realized I don't have very many anymore. I think a lot of his products are good. For me, they're just not my everyday like go-to products, and so I ended up decluttering them slowly, but I was like, I'll just give this foundation a try. I honestly had the hardest time picking my shade because the stupid shade finder, every other shade that I had said that there was no matching shade in the Patricka Ta, and I said, oh, how exciting. And then I was looking for like just like a medium neutral, and I couldn't find one. So there's like light with neutral undertones, but then everything else is like medium with golden, medium with peach, medium with olive, more golden, golden neutral undertones, and then tan. And then usually tan is a little deep for me for most of the year. So anyway, if you have a hard time picking your shade, it's not just you, it's me too. Let's go in. So it says best for dry, combo, and normally skin. So sorry for my oily skin girlies. And I have to agree with that. Normally, I feel like you can make a foundation work no matter your skin type. This particular foundation, again, since I've been using it, I do feel like you would have a harder time using it if you have oily skin. You'd really need to make sure a lot of your other products are matte, because this is pretty luminous. And so I just you know, to each their own. Sometimes you gotta try it for yourself, but just gonna throw that out there. Medium coverage, also speaking my language, radiant finish, hydrating, a lightweight and luminous foundation with serum inspired ingredients, and a buildable medium coverage formula that boosts hydration and blurs the look of imperfections. Radiant finish, medium coverage, it's all saying the same thing over and over, which is nice. Shake well, then blend and build coverage with a beauty sponge using a pouncing motion to work the formula seamlessly into the skin. So there's that. Honestly, again, I have to agree with like all of that genuinely. I did notice that it is more buildable, so if you want to put less, you can wear it a little bit light, like light medium. But if you want to add a little bit more, you can get a little bit closer to full coverage. Not necessarily full coverage, it's going to be like more medium, but you can get a higher coverage, I should say. So anyway, let's actually, I'm going to show you the clips from my first impression and the next day, and then we will come back and we can apply this bad boy again together. Good morning, guys. So we're just gonna go in with the Tarte hydrating primer today. Just wanted to do something basic hydrating for the first impression here, just because I know it's supposed to be I believe it's supposed to be a little bit more luminous, if I'm correct. Yes, obviously more luminous. And so I want it to go with something just more hydrating and less glowy for first impression, so we can really see. I'm so excited. We gotta see if the shade is good enough. I got the shade 14 Golden. This is stunning, just so we're clear. I'll just do like that much, whatever you would say. A pump and a half, I don't know. It's like the slightest bit too light for me right now, but I think it'll be a good match when my tan starts to fade, which this past week has been super hot. So that's why I got so tan all of a sudden. But you can see this is obviously no foundation, very luminous, but I think that is so pretty. Oh my gosh, my skin looks juicy, supple, young. Wow, love that. Just gonna do this side. Oh my gosh, that is so luminous, but that's okay. We're gonna go in with some other products, and then I'll show you, and then whatever, I'll update. We're just gonna go in with some other products, and I'll come back to show you what they look like all together. But first impression, I think it is super pretty. I think it is honestly stunning. I do have to say the shade description, I don't know that this foundation is super golden. I don't know. I always feel like that though. I feel like his shades are never my favorite or the easiest for me. So I don't know how I feel about the shade, obviously. But even just the the description. So I'm like, maybe he knows what he's talking about and nobody else does. But at the end of the day, everyone else, I can find a foundation that matches me a little bit better, and this description's a little bit closer than this one. But the luminosity is like stunning. Love that for us. And yeah, the coverage is perfect. It's right where I like it. You could kind of see some stuff peeking through, but not too much. This one is a little bit like it's like a straight medium. It probably could be built up, to be honest, because a lot of my foundations that are like more medium look a little bit more light coverage first layer, but this one actually looks medium coverage, so that's really nice. I guess we can go in with the Dibs Desert Island Duo while I'm here. I got the shade 4, Not So Basic, and Ice Chai. Just do what I normally do here. Am I gonna look crazy today? Oh gosh. I got this Ulta collection brush in the shade 130 angled sculpting brush. Okay, not bad. It definitely like bronzed up my foundation, which is nice. Went a little crazy over here. Let's go with the blush side. First impression, it's nice. It's nice and creamy, but it's not like the creamiest I've ever used. As far as maybe it's the brush, but I actually like this brush. It's actually like really perfect for what I'm using it for. And then the finish of the bronzer was super pretty, and so even just the blendability of the, like looking at this blush, blending it out, it looks like such a pretty finish. Perfect. I love that color too. I was really scared about the color, and that's what the problem is with like duos and like multiple products. It's like, do you like one color? If you like one color, are you gonna like both colors, you know? Perfect. So here's the finished look with just setting powder. I do feel like a little bit, I can't tell if it's like what it is, but I do think a little bit over here it's looking, something's looking a little patchy. I feel like it's the bronzer because obviously the foundation wouldn't do that in just one spot, but it could also be like the combo of the bronzer plus the brush. I didn't add any powder or powder bronzer or blush on top just because again I wanted to kind of see the products for what they are. I did add setting powder, which I definitely think like calmed a lot of the luminosity, which actually at first I was like, dang, that sucks, but like as I like sit here it gets a little bit warm. Honestly it looks like stunning. I think it looks beautiful. Like my skin looks like, it looks like real skin. I'm being 100, and so I'm really liking it. I just went in with my NYX HD finishing powder, but I do want to top it off with my e.l.f. Power Grip Dewy setting spray. So it's going to add a little bit of dew back, but I wanted to show you before the setting spray. I never know if this is actually hitting my face. Oh my gosh. So beautiful, just very lightly luminous, so stunning. All right. I will keep you guys updated. Hello, really quick, I'm about to take my lunch break, which usually means walk time. Turn my light on. I don't know if that helps. My break means walk. Today I have to walk and work out and the same like whatever right now. So it's 1:30 based on the shmoney actually. And so I've been wearing this for about like 5.5 hours. I put it on at 8 this morning, and I don't know if I could do mental math that quickly. Honestly, it looks stunning. I have to say though, like, oh, you know, it feels so good. Like it doesn't feel like makeup or anything like that. It just like melts right into the skin. I have to say though, if you have oily skin, I'm gonna go ahead and either say you have to really use like a really strong matte powder or just don't even bother, because it does start to get like more luminous. Even I don't have oily skin, I'm just chilling, and it starts to just like look more luminous, and so it makes sense. It starts to melt with like the setting spray that I used and the powder, and honestly it's beautiful. So first impressions, I'm loving it, but I have to go. I'm gonna go work out, so I'm gonna sweat it off. So I'll keep you guys updated, and then I'm sure we'll get ready tomorrow. Morning. Oh, today we're gonna go in with first a more gripping primer. This is the Revolution Monsters University Grip Primer Base. I honestly have no idea if this is still available, but it's the only gripping primer I have. And right now, this is the only gripping primer I have right now. And this one is a little bit glowy, so it does leave a dewier finish. So it kind of like combines some of the rest of my foundations, my oh my gosh, my primers, so I don't have to wear like a glowy, super glowy one. Because honestly, normally with this foundation, I probably would stick to more hydrating or more of like a blurring kind of primer, and maybe a gripping one like this one, because I want it to kind of last long, which I feel like yesterday I did a decent amount. I'm not normally wearing, I don't normally wear foundation for super long periods of time. So it's kind of hard for me to like speak on that, but I do feel like we can kind of see like from my normal day of wear what it's doing. And yesterday it looked really nice, so I'm excited to wear it again today with the foundation. And we're gonna use a different brush today. This is just the It Cosmetics It Brushes for Ulta. This is the Airbrush Buffing Foundation number 110. Just to see like if it changes anything. I'm gonna be honest, I was gonna use a sponge, but I just never use a sponge, really ever. I'll go through phases, but I haven't used a sponge in probably like a month, over a month, because it's just not very practical for me. I hate having to get up and dampen a sponge, but yeah. I feel like this foundation is interesting though, because I feel like it looks so drastically not my color. It's so bizarre, but then I feel like once I had like it sat and like melted into the face, I don't know, I felt like it was like, obviously with the bronzer too, but like it just ended up didn't look light at all. So it's very weird. I mean, it's an interesting formula, one that because it's like not super full coverage, may be a little bit more flexible as far as shades go. I wasn't sure if you could hear my fan, so sorry. But I feel like it just like, it may be flexible as far as shades goes, which is like kind of nice. But obviously you want something closest to your shade. I genuinely don't know what the heck the point of the Sephora like finder is, the shade finder is, because it's never worked for me, literally never. Or if it matches me to a shade, it's not my shade. And I'm like, okay. Today we're gonna try this with a different brush. This is usually the brush I use. This is the Makeup by Mario F4 brush. I obviously went with a lot less today because yesterday I feel like I went with way too much at one time as well. But that's looking really pretty today. Okay. So there definitely is a sweet spot with this one. So you're going to want to make sure it's not too much and do like one half your face at a time. I don't think you necessarily need to do section by section, but I would say one half at a time. Normally I'll just like, if it's a super creamy bronzer, I'll just put it all over. And so I'll be giving you guys a full review right now. I love this foundation. I think it is literally so stunning. It makes my skin look so good. It's not overly dewy or luminous where it looks crazy. I feel like it's the perfect amount. And so I genuinely love that. I think it is so stunning. And I still stand by, again, the oily skin girlies. I really don't think it's gonna be your bestie. But I don't know. I don't know, guys. You don't take my word for it. I feel like this is what happened yesterday. The blush kind of just faded away. But my bronzer was there all day, so this is weird stuff. I don't know. Today we're gonna go with my Complex Culture powder, because this is like normally what I'm wearing when I'm not filming. And we're just gonna use my powder puff again, my normal routine. I just love the way that looks. It's so perfect, and it does not look dry at all. I didn't even go with concealer or anything, like, to be completely honest with you guys. I'm just, you know, trying to do the bare minimum today. You can tell I'm so tired. It's only 8 o'clock, but I'm so tired. All right, here's day 2. I think that is so pretty. I just feel like, so I don't know if the other camera was like, you know, grasping it, and I'm in the bathroom now, and I just feel like, I don't know, I just feel like my skin looks like skin. I don't know, it just looks very like, it's better. I don't know, it just looks like I'm not even wearing that much makeup. I love it. So for right now, we're gonna apply for today, we're gonna apply the Merit Great Skin Priming Moisturizer. This one is a little bit more smoothing, blurring kind of. It's not gonna be, it is more hydrating, so it's not gonna dry out my skin, but it's not gonna necessarily add glow or like a lot of hydration like some of the other products that I was using. And I know I used a hydrating primer a more grippy, glowy slash glowy primer, but that one more so is gripping, and then this one is a more smoothing powder. I'm sorry, primer. And I was gonna like debating on like, oh, let's just throw in a glowy primer, but I honestly would not wear this with a glowy primer because it would be like way too much. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I would probably try not to wear it with a glowy primer. Sometimes, just depending on the video, it might end up like that, but like, I will try not to, just because it's a lot of glow. But I love this primer so far, so I'm excited to see what it looks like with a more like not glowy primer. I ended up going with the shade 14 Golden, and honestly the foundation is just too light for me. I'm a little bit tan right now, so it could just be that. I mean, it's probably just that. Most of the year I'm sure it'll work for me. I'm sorry, this is always the problem with his products, is all the fingerprints, but it was pretty when I first pulled it out the box and now I'm touching it. But I think so far I'm really liking this foundation. I'm sorry, we're not gonna use a sponge because it's just not me, and it's been working really nicely with a brush, to be honest. But I've been really enjoying this so far. Again, like I said, the test of time is the test of time, you know, like, does it withstand, you know, whatever, like, do I use it above all my other foundations? So it definitely is, like, I can't give you like my full opinion, but I'll give you my opinion of it right now. I definitely have to say, like, it's a beautiful foundation. I think it is so stunning. It does exactly what it claims to do, and you're not left like feeling like, oh my gosh, did I just waste my money or anything like that. That being said, I have to say that this foundation is definitely, it's $58. Like, that's nearly $60. Like, that's insane. I have to say that, like, I feel like, and I will show you some, like, obviously alternatives from the drugstore that I honestly feel like you don't need to spend $60 to hit this foundation. I mean, there are even other high-end foundations that I would buy before this one. If I, like, you know, if I was purchasing for like just my personal use, because this is expensive. And I'm like, yes, it's beautiful, but it's nothing haven't seen before. Like, you know, we've kind of perfected the beautiful luminous foundations at this point. We have 37,000 of them. So it's kind of like, and then also, like, you know, just in general, if you go to the drugstore, you could buy, this is $60. You know, foundations could be like $12 to $15. So let's just say $15, $15, $30. You could buy 4 foundations for the price of this one foundation. So like, I have 4 chances to get my shade. Whereas with this one, I'm like, of course you can go into store. I don't know when it will be in store and the whole 9. So of course you can go in store, but you know, like, it's just not like, I don't know, I feel like it's just not practical. But here it is close up. I feel like my skin, saying this too, I just feel like my skin looks like skin. It looks super natural. Today I'm noticing streaks, but it could be like that brush I was using. We could go with my Tarte brush. I have to say, this is my least favorite it's looked from the past 3 days that I used it. So I would say probably the primer foundation combo. It's probably making it a little bit less luminous, a little bit less melts into the skin. But obviously it could just be the formulas combination. My nose also is like doing a really weird thing right now, which hasn't happened the past couple of days. I don't know if you could tell at all, but it's looking like almost separating. So I don't know if I'm getting like hot, but interesting. Okay, interesting. That's weird. So again, if I was going back, if I was gonna wear it tomorrow, I would probably just stick with like a hydrating primer. I would stick with probably the one that I used was the Tarte hydrating primer, Base Tape hydrating primer, and I really liked the way that finished. I mean, I honestly really liked it with the gripping primer from Makeup Revolution, the Monsters University one. But I know like not everyone could get this, but I do like this because this one is a little bit more glowy too. So maybe you want to partner this with something that's more of a soft glow, like a subtle glow. I don't know, because I don't love the way it looks today. Interesting. And I've used this primer with foundations that I love, and they always look good. And I've used this foundation with other primers, so I'm really gonna go ahead and just assume it's the combo. So That's okay. That is why I'm so glad that I did this way, because if this was the first time I was wearing it, I would have been like, oh, but I know that it just depends on the primer. So I'm gonna go do the rest of my face, and then I will come back and kind of give you a wrap up of my thoughts. I know I've given you a lot of thoughts, but yes. I forgot I wanted to update you guys though also on the other products that I got. So I ended up picking up this little duo from Dibs because they decided to come to Ulta. They made the greatest decision of their of their brand's life, and I finally got to pick one up because I've been eyeing these for so long. This is the Desert Island duo, so I have the shade Not So Basic and Iced Chai. Again, you guys saw my little intro there. I'm liking this. I honestly like the contour more than I like the blush. I didn't even remember my own advice here while I was using this, but I honestly like the contour more than I like the blush. The blush seems to fade a little bit like randomly though, like so weird. But I really like the like color of the bronzer, and I like the texture of it. It's nice. It's not like the creamiest stick bronzer I've ever tried. There definitely are creamier ones, the Rare Beauty, the LYS, even the Too Faced one. Those are creamier, but I do have to say the formula is still nice. It's easy to blend. It's not like super, it's not stiff in a bad way. It's just going to be different, and so it is nice because obviously these are not going to melt right off your face. So it's just like always a catch-22. I'm going with the Ulta Beauty Collection Angled Sculpting Brush, the number 130 brush. I honestly don't mind this brush. I liked it. The first time I was just like, I don't know if it's the brush or the product that was looking weird, but I used the blush again, and the blush is just not like, I just decided the blush is not my favorite, because the brush here looks good with the bronzer, so that's nice. I like it. Going with the blush side, I love the color of the blush. I just think that the finish of it maybe not my favorite. I like maybe a more luminous blush. It's proving me wrong today, of course. I just think this one is a little bit like it looks almost, I mean, it could just be maybe a cream to powder formula. I don't know much about these formulas. They're nice. I just feel like I have better cream blush formulas specifically. But it looks stunning, right? It looks good. It looks good. I wanted to update you on that before I continued with a whole bunch of other stuff. All right, almost done. I wanted to show you, I don't know, well, I'm gonna have to just turn my head fully. I don't know what it looks like, but I ended up getting this cute clip from Ulta as well. I thought it was so cute. My hair is just like thrown together right now, but I thought the clip was so freaking cute. Few things, just again, almost done here. I did want to give you a couple foundations. I think the most similar to the Patricka Ta is definitely the Revlon Illuminate Skin Caring Foundation. So if you want to kind of get the same effect at a completely different, cheaper price point, then I would go with this one. I think it's stunning. This one has definitely survived in my collection of numerous declutters because it's stunning. It genuinely is just illuminating, more medium coverage. It's very, very similar. It looks beautiful on the skin, very skin-like. And so if you're looking for something similar, I would go with this one. I do have to say the Revolution Skin Silk Luminous Serum Foundation is also super, super similar. Obviously, more luminous. I feel like this one is a little bit maybe more luminous than the Patricka Ta, but again, all in the same field, more like the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk, like all in the same family. And so obviously if you have this one like at your disposal, I would go with this one. I feel like too, this one, what the heck was I gonna say? I don't know how, I think this was like, I don't know how cheap it was, but I know like Revolution isn't the easiest to get, but if you can get it, I would go with this one as well. Love that one too. Again, same thing, like very, very many declutters and that they have made it through. This one's not as similar, but I wanted to just give an alternative. If you're not necessarily looking for the luminosity, you're kind of just looking for something that looks very skin-like, more medium coverage, then I would go with the e.l.f. Soft Glam Satin Foundation. Now it is like not going to be matte, obviously it's more satin, it's going to look a little bit more lifelike, but it's not going to be as luminous as the Patricka Ta. So if you're looking for a different alternative, again, this one I think is like $10, $12. People are obsessed with it recently for a great reason, and so I just wanted to kind of give you those if you're looking for some alternatives. I do have to say, again, like I'm the type of person who like I have to try for myself which is a very bad habit that I have. But I would say that like if you're one of those people, you won't be disappointed. It does end up looking stunning. Even, you know, like as the finish, I used my Kosas setting powder, my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and all together it just ends up looking beautiful. I do have to say again, like I liked my makeup better yesterday and the day before, just the way the foundation kind of looked, but I think it still looks stunning today. So definitely like take that as you will. Do with that information as you will. And I will definitely be using it again and again on this channel. You will get so sick of it because the sucker costs $58. But yes, all right, I think that is everything. If you have any questions down below, definitely let me know. And yes, I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.